What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're talking World Rugby rankings after the 5th round of Six Nations concluded this past weekend. Incredible rugby games to look for that we watched and enjoyed. Obviously, if you're an Irish fan, you're proud of what Ireland did against England. Still a lot of question marks for England right now as to what the hell's going on with them. Eddie Jones, Owen Farrell, there's a lot of question marks about the management and leadership. Is he the right man for the job? I still rate Eddie Jones highly. I know he's full of shit a lot of times, but I think he's a great coach. So we'll have to wait and see what happens as England reached 5th place of the Six Nations, which is not good for them. With the other games, and with the future ahead for them, Ireland will definitely be pleased with their comeback, and after beating England they'll be really happy with the results that they managed to achieve this past weekend. So well done to Ireland. Then obviously Scotland dominated the Italians, making it, I think it's Italy's worst ever performance in Six Nations in terms of points and tries conceded, as they finished the campaign on the wooden spoon again. We've debated about this, we've talked about it. Should it be promotion, relegation? Should Six Nations go back to 5 nations? I think we'll be talking about it until something actually gets done. Right now, unfortunately, the Italians just didn't show up at all. They didn't put in. I thought we could have seen a fight from the Italians this past weekend, but we didn't. So well done to Scotland for picking up a win. Obviously, Wales and France was an incredible game. What a comeback by the French to pick up that win, 32-30, over a Welsh team that had the potential of winning the Six Nations as well as the Grand Slam on Saturday night. But now that's not the case. There's still an opportunity for France as they take on Scotland this weekend coming up. So still loads of rugby to look forward to, but it's going to be a big ask for the French as they need a win by 21 points clear, which is a massive ask. And we all know right now Scotland are a great rugby team. They've been on the rise. They've not been in the greatest of form, as we can say. There's been moments where they should have won against Wales. There's moments where they could have won against Ireland, but just not finishing off and capitalising, which has been frustrating as a fan who loves and admires the Scottish rugby. It's just they could do so much more. But they're just not getting there. So it's going to be a big ask for them. But 21 points France to win over Scotland, I don't know. That's going to be a hell of a hard ask. Last time these two teams met in Six Nations, the Scots beat France. So it's going to be a massive, massive game this weekend. But still an opportunity for France to win the Six Nations. They haven't done it since 2010, so 11 years without a Six Nations trophy. Obviously, Wales winning it 2 years ago. They would have loved another Grand Slam, but that's not the case for them. So they still have an opportunity to win the Six Nations, potentially looking at favourites of winning the Six Nations right now. Like I said, 21 points is a massive ask, but a lot of rugby to look for. One game, but a big one to look forward to as we reach the final stage of the Six Nations. At this stage, Wales are still sitting on top of the log, and we'll be confident that they can indeed finish it off, but we have to wait for the French game in order for us to be able to see the celebrations going ahead this past weekend. Who will it be? France or Wales? I think still Wales. I think they're going to be good at winning it. So it should be an interesting one for us to watch. As we go to the world rankings, we're seeing quite a few changes happening. Obviously, the top 2 remain South Africa and New Zealand, as they haven't played rugby, so they sit fast at 1st and 2nd. France have now shifted to 3rd place. England going down after regaining 3rd spot. Now they've lost it again. France have now regained. So well done to the French after their big win over Wales this past weekend. England, as I said, dropped. Ireland moved from 6th to 5th, which they'll be extremely chuffed with after their win against England. Completely outplayed the English, so well done to Ireland, which means Wales have dropped back to 6th place after their loss. Obviously, if they had won the Six Nations, they would have shot up quite a bit, but not the case for them. So right now Wales are sitting at 6. France have the opportunity to either keep it, or if they lose over the weekend, they will probably drop back down. But I don't think so. I think this is pretty much the world rankings. We also saw Romania push up from 19th to 18th, coming into the 20th position there, or breaking the top 20. And then Spain dropping from 18 to 19. Obviously, with those Tier 2 Six Nations games that took place this past weekend. So right now, you got SA and New Zealand, you got France, England, Ireland, Wales. And that's pretty much how we're going to see the top 6 for now. We won't see a change unless France lose this weekend, or potentially could shoot up. I don't think, even if they win the Six Nations, I don't think they will take out New Zealand at second. But as the international rugby continues later on in the year, we will definitely see it chopping and changing. But for now, congratulations to France for making it to 3rd place, and Ireland moving up a spot. We have France versus Scotland on Friday night, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and join me for that, because that's going to be an epic one to cover. Who's going to win the Six Nations? Is it Wales or is it Scotland? A lot of rugby for us to look forward to, so don't go anywhere. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.